All right, we are on page 335. If you remember last week, we used models to add decimals, but now we're just going to add decimals. So the directions here, it says to add decimals, line up the decimal points, and then add the digits in the same place value position. Now, originally, this is going to see, or I should say initially, this is going to seem just like regular addition, but then when we get into some more examples, you'll see how important it is to make sure our decimals are lined up. So, it says Mr. Jacobson uses a digital scale to measure 44 2/10 milligrams of sodium for a chemistry experiment. During the second experiment, he used 33 1/10 milligrams of sodium. What is the total amount of sodium used? So we are going to add those because it says total there, so that's a keyword that means to add. And we always should estimate first just to make sure we're on the right track. So 44 plus 33 will give us 77. So our answer should be close to 77. Again, we're going to line up our numbers vertically with our decimal points stacked. The first thing I usually do is just drop that decimal down into my answer so I don't forget it. And then I will just add them up. So I have 2 plus 1 is 3, 4 plus 3 is 7, and 4 plus 3 is 7. Okay, so you can see there, it seems like I'm just doing regular old addition, but make sure that you're adding the tenths digit to the tenths digit, the ones digit to the ones, and the tens to the tens. So the total amount of sodium used is 77 3/10 milligrams. 77 3/10 is close to 77, which was our estimate. I guess I should put 77 there. Alright, we're going to turn the page to page 336. Example 2, find 19 6/10 plus 4 31/100. So again, we're going to use our estimation skills. 19 6/10 is really close to 20, and 4 31/100 is going to round to 4. So when I add those up, I get 24. So if my answer is 2.4 or 240, you know you are way off. So again, here, if I just lined up my numbers like I normally would, you would see that I'd be adding my tenths to my hundredths digit, and that's not okay. I'd be adding my ones digit, the 9 here, to my tenths digit. So it's really important that we actually do line up our zeros. Originally, this 0 wouldn't be here, but I can annex a 0 so that both numbers end in the same place value. So you can add a trailing 0. That's not going to change the value of this number. So adding a trailing 0 or annexing a 0 is the same thing. So once my decimals are lined up and I have all my place values filled in, I can also add a 0 here if that helps you. We're just going to add. So 1, 9, 13, and 2. So 19 6/10 plus 4 31/100 is 23 91/100. Our estimate again was 24. 23 91/100 is pretty darn close to 24, so I know I'm in the right spot. Again, if I got 239 or 2.39, you know I would be way off. So guided practice again, let's always estimate first. 6 32/100 plus 1 46/100, really close to 6. Rounds down to 1, 6 plus 1 is 7. Then we'll just add, so 8, 7, 7. Again, our estimation was 7. Our answer is close to 7, so that works. We have 89/100 plus 3/100. Drop that decimal down. Then we add 1 plus 0 would be our estimate. 89/100 rounds to 1. This would round to 0. Our answer should be close to 1. 92/100 is close to 1. If my answer was 92 or 9.2, I would be off. Okay, so now we're on 337. The vertical ones should be somewhat easy. I'm going to jump to number 5, and you can see here they're going to look a little wonky and not like usual because we have to line up our place values. So if I look at number 5, the 25, the 5 is in the ones position and it's hovering over the 8, which is also in the ones position. So that's what I mean by when we don't have the same amount of digits, it's really important that we line up the decimals. So I'm going to add a decimal here and then annex 2 zeros or trailing zeros so that I can see that everything is lined up. I'll drop that decimal down. If I didn't put that decimal, I would have 2,500, which is way different than 25. That decimal can keep it at 25. Okay, then we're just going to add. So 6, 4, 13, and 3. So 33 and 46 hundredths. My estimation would be 25 plus 8, which is 33, and that would be close. So those are the vertical ones. I think the vertical ones are pretty easy. You're just basically adding. But if we go down and look at 9 through 11, let's pick number 9. So I have 6 and 57 hundredths, and then 1.2. Now, I typically, without decimals, would line 12 up right here, but we need to make sure we line up our decimals. So now the 1 is going to go underneath the 6 because these are both in the ones position, and the 2 should go under the 5 because 5 and 2 are in the tenths position. Okay, I'm going to annex the 0 here, drop my decimal down, and then add. My estimation would be 7 plus 1 is 8. The 7 and 77 hundredths is pretty close to 8, so I know I'm on the right track. So you guys are going to finish this independent practice page and then move on to my homework.